It wasn't just a matter of healthy, thriving mold putting out toxins as it normally does. This was something special. And if I could really pay attention to that sensation, memorize it, and avoid that particular sensation, that I'd get the most bang for my buck.
Makes total sense to me. Now, would you say that feels to me like as human beings we're all unique? So I've heard described as we're going out, different people describing different symptoms, but all having the same exact symptoms when they get exposed to that very same mold. Right, for them. That it's the same symptom for them as it may be a different symptom for you, or do you find that it is the same symptom across everyone?
Well, when I led people to these places, we all had very similar complaints. Depression, the beginnings of a headache, brain squeeze I like to call it. It literally feels like your brain is getting too large for your skull.
And you said you felt it up here, on the top of your head.
All the way throughout, but I really got a nasty pain on the right temple.
Right here?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And so, heart palpitations, air hunger.
Wait, what's that? Air hunger? You mean you can't take a breath?
Yeah, it almost feels like when you open an oven and you get that hot air.
Oh, yes.
And it's like all of a sudden it's like, whoa, I can't breathe.
Wow.
Almost like the oxygen's been sucked out.
So when you walk into a really bad environment, these are the symptoms you're feeling almost instantly.
Yeah.
So what does it feel like when you walk into environments that, let's say if we were to take a level of 1 to 10, and you walk into a building like the Grant, what was it? What was the building we walked?
Sawyer.
Grant Sawyer building. We walk into the Grant Sawyer building, you clearly immediately reacted.
Yeah.
And it sounded like you went through all of those symptoms. So what happens when you walk into a building that's, say, a level 7?
That's when I get mostly feelings of depression and anxiety and heart palpitations.
I see. Well, it sounded like you described the very same thing and the 10. So, but you didn't get to quite the head pounding?
There's more of a chemical burning, like the Grant Sawyer had more of a chemical burning sensation to it, whereas the places that have more stachybotrys, I get more autonomic dysfunction.
Things you can't control.
Nosebleeds.
You mean you'll have a spontaneous nosebleed?
Yeah. And a lot of people have to head to the bathroom like immediately.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. So you could see, so in order to live this lifestyle, this mold intelligence lifestyle, this mold strategy, first you got to get unmasked.
Yeah.
Step 1, no matter what. So you're going to have to find a place to get unmasked.
Yep.
How do you find that place? What does unmasked look like?
Well, a lot of people stumble into it just by going to different locations and noticing that some feel better than others. And by kind of remembering that and moving in that direction, they kind of put themselves eventually toward a place that's about as good as it gets. It's sort of almost a natural thing. Some people become mold avoiders without ever finding out that they're mold avoiders.
Interesting.
It's so natural to them.
Because I don't get a headache there.
Yeah.
I don't feel depressed there.
Yeah, I felt anxious with this job I had. I don't know why. I loved the job. I loved the people.
Anxious,
but I felt anxious, so I left. And they never knew that they were actually avoiding mold.
Interesting. And it was their body innately telling them in a way that they understood that I can't be here anymore.
Yeah, some people react that way. Some people will just naturally take that avenue. And other people, particularly the mind-body people who are into brain retraining, they'll fight it. They'll go, oh no, this is just something in my mind. This is something with me. So I have to use the power of the mind to overcome it. So those people make very poor mold avoiders because rather than responding to their intuition, they're trying to overcome it.
They're cutting the wire. They don't need to change their oil.
It's a completely opposite philosophy.
Interesting. So say of the people that are brain retrainers, have you experienced anyone that's had extreme success? I mean, you didn't see it back in 1985.
No.
Okay, so you've had 30 years of observation skills, and you've been paying attention to this realm.
And you better believe I was looking too.
I know you have been.
Because if somebody,
30 years of observing.
if somebody could control this with hypnosis or brain retraining or neurolinguistic programming, I wanted to know. And I just didn't see it.
So the beginning of this mold intelligence is first you got to get unmasked so you can finally recognize it when you walk into it. So to get unmasked, that is step one, phase one of this process.
Yep.
So what's phase two?
Setting up the strategies that facilitate your ability to get clear of mold.
Okay, what does that mean?
Moving to a better place if you could possibly do so.
So if you can afford it, or you can get a job transfer.
Yeah.
Or maybe your skill set is that you're a computer programmer. You can live anywhere you want, right? Or maybe you can talk to your job about working from home.
Yeah, the main thing is establishing a blank slate, tabula rasa,